I guess we have lost Uche.
Yes.
Her screen has gone frozen. Yeah, hi.
When I was lonely, you were with me. When I was silent, you spoke up for me. When I gave up, you gave me strength to stay. When I faltered, you cheered me on. When I doubted, you believed in me. I was lost before you showed the way. And I'll always remember the things that you said. And I followed my dreams where they led. It was you. You are the reason I'm here today. I followed my heart just like you. You changed my life and I want to say my world is much brighter with you.
Super excited.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having some technical issues. I believe you can hear me now. Good morning,
Yes,
Yes.
good afternoon, good evening. All right. Today you're joining us from it. This episode of Sharing is Caring with Global Health Leaders and Educators. We are glad to have you here once again. Today is another blockbuster episode that we have experts from different fields that are going to share their half out on technology integration, SDG action, the way that I handle the pandemic scenario when the first wave of pandemic. So there's a lot that they're going to bring to the table today, and don't go nowhere. Those are joining us from across our post. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we have panel from almost 9 different countries here today to share their heart out on episode of Sharing is Caring. And today is episode 16. Wow, we are over 3 months ever since the launch of this program. Thank you so much We got you all. No sharing is caring. Thank you for your maximum support. And before we proceed, I would like to call upon my co-host, His Excellency Kamako Felix. Right now, I declare this event open. His Excellency Ambassador Felix, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
All right. So the
Hello?
yeah,
Hello?
the
We check.
yeah, I can
We check.
hear you.
Can you?
I can hear
Okay,
you.
okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, so good day,
So the
distinguished educators who are
stage
joining
is
us
all
from all
now.
over the world. Okay, so thank you so much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda, and good day to all the great educators who are joining us from all over the world. Uh, I am Kamaku Felix. I'm a teacher from Kenya, and I'm going to be the co-host for today's event talk show. We have been told it is the 16th. It is the 16th talk show since we began this series of talk shows way back some 3 months ago. So I want to take this opportunity, first and foremost, to welcome the great panelists who are going to be part of today's event. I want to welcome Professor Edward Probif Mondor from Canada. I also want to welcome Assistant Professor Mohammed Zubair from India. Welcome Lika Shvili from Georgia.
Thank you.
Dr. Najit Kaur from India. You are very much welcome. So those
Thank
four
you.
most welcome. So those four great panelists are going to be forming the first batch of panelists that are going to be interviewed by Our Excellency Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda. And then coming next, after that, we are going to be having three other panelists whom I'm going to interview. We are going to be having Erin Valderrama Rosales from Philippines. You are very much welcome. Yeah, we are going to have Rafiq Islam from Bangladesh. You're welcome. And then we are going to have Shefi Upadhi Yay from India. So you are going to pardon me if I don't mention your name the way it's supposed to be. Of course, the reason being the fact that we come from different geographical areas. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to today's grand event. It's going to be super. It's going to be a super event. It's going to be a super show like no other. And before I carry on, allow me at this juncture to recognize some of the great educators who have already joined us live on Facebook. Live on Facebook, we have already been joined by Monica Chopra. She was the first one to join us from India. Leda Memaj from all the way joining us from Albania. You're very much welcome. We have also been joined by our very own Amar Erkosi, who has been very great ambassador of the 21st Digi Skills. You are very much welcome. We have also been joined by Inga Kachilava. We have also been from Georgia. You're very much welcome. We have also been joined by Ayet Sini from Tunisia, one of our very great ambassadors from Tunisia. We have also been joined by Arida Kaur, Joseph Navalis, amongst other many great educators that we are going to be welcoming them as we continue. So at this juncture, I just want to take this opportunity to welcome my co-hosts, Our Excellency Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda. So I hope Dr. Uche Linda, you can be able to see, just a minute. So I hope you can be able to see my screen, right? So allow me to take this opportunity to welcome my co-host, Our Excellency Dr. Uche Linda Okpala. She is the founder and the CEO of the 21st Digi Skills. She is a principal education officer, Federal Ministry of Education, Nigeria. She has been granted honorary doctorate degree awards in different fields by institutions and organizations. Our Excellency Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda is an official SMM volunteer at International Human Rights Commission with the Czech Republic. She was granted Award of Excellency in the year 2021 by the International Academy of Peace, Development and Culture from Egypt. Our Excellency Dr. Uche Linda is an outstanding robotics coach, mentor awardee for the year 2021 by the First Lego League from Nigeria. She was top 5 iconic teacher awardee for the year 2021 by Teacher X Nigeria. She was Global Educationist awardee 2021 by the International Internship University. She was a Warriors of Humanity awardee for the year 2021 by Crime Free World and Peace Council. She is a Peace Ambassador awardee for the year. She was a Peace Ambassador awardee for the year 2021 by Quadruple Peace Coalition from Egypt. Her Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda is United Nations advocate, mentor. She's a master trainer. She's a master Microsoft Global Learning Mentor, formerly the Skype Master Teacher. She is a National Geographic Certified Educator. Her Excellency Dr. Uche Linda is a Wakelet Ambassador, Flipgrid Student Voice Ambassador, and also Ambassador to various EduTech products, organizations, and many more. So at this juncture, allow me to welcome this great educator joining us all the way from Nigeria, who happens to be the founder and the CEO of the 21st DigiSkills group that has been bringing us together from all over the world. Welcome, Your Excellency. Hello, Dr. Uche. Dr. Uche, you are muted. You are on mute. Kindly unmute and continue.
All right. Thank you so much for this wonderful intro. It is a privilege to have educators, thought leaders in today's episode of Sharing is Caring. Let me tell you something. Don't go nowhere. Those are joining us from YouTube channel, Facebook page. Don't go nowhere. It's not going to be a dull moment with all of us here, because you're going to be motivated and inspired by the words of knowledge from our experts across the globe. So without further ado, permit me to introduce our panelists for today. So I'm going to be fast about this because we have a whole lot to do today. I'm going to share my screen now so that I will introduce you to our panelists. All right, I'm going to do that. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
Okay, it's coming. Can you see it now? Yeah, I think it's up. Hello?
Hello.
Has it come up?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My screen, has it come up now? Okay. Thank you so much for thank you so much for being patient. My network is not that strong. Please just kindly bear with us with our low network. So without further ado, permit me to introduce the panelists for today. The first that I will be introducing to you is His Excellency Kamaku Felix from Kenya. He's a teacher of mathematics and biology, a global teacher awardee 2021. He's a Microsoft certified educator and a MIE expert and master trainer. He's a fellow, MIE fellow as well. He's a global learning mentor, formerly known as Skype master teacher. He's a presenter, speaker, and a tech coach. He's a facilitator, master trainer, RLM Kenya. His Excellency Kamaku Felix won the Education Exchange in the year 2020, Sydney, Australia. He's a 24 Digit Skills Global Ambassador. He's a Free Grid Student Voice Ambassador, Wakelet Ambassador and Community Leader. He's also SPSC Ambassador, Global Education Community Ambassador for Kenya, and ambassadors to various EduTech products. The next panelist I will be introducing to you is Professor Edward Propi Mondaldwe from Canada. He lives in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He has 20 years of professional experience as an academic researcher, trainer, coach, and consultant. He taught as an academic at several universities in Canada, Bangladesh, and India. He's the chapter president of GARA, Global Academic Research Academy, Canada. He's a social entrepreneur and founder. He's a Rotarian and chairman of Youth Committee for 2021 to 2022. He's a member of Edmonton Chamber of Commerce. He's passionately working towards knowledge-based, sustainable, inclusive society. He is a recipient of national and international awards and many more. He has a lot profile, but it has to be shortened. Thank you so much, sir, for all you do to empower every voice. The next panelist that I will be introducing to you is Assistant Professor Mohammed Zuba, all the way from India. Mr. Zuba is an assistant professor of special education, learning disability in the Department of Teacher Training and Non-Formal Education, Faculty of Education, India. He's a global keynote speaker. He's an educationist, motivational speaker, a versatile, dedicated, and professional competent special educator with a master's in special education, learning disabilities, and certified practitioner from Rehabilitation Council of India. He has vast experience in identification of students with special needs, assessment, and involving appropriate remedial measures. He has presented many articles in conferences and seminars. He has participated in more than 150 international conferences as a keynote speaker, also attended more than 150 seminars and workshops and service trainings and webinars during his job period in different organizations. He has won so many national and international prizes by different organizations. Thank you so much, Assistant Prof, for your wonderful work in the field of education. We really appreciate all your effort. The next panelist is Lika, from Georgia. She's an English and Georgian international teacher. She's an international language center teacher of English and in Georgia. So she's a translator. She has been a teacher for 26 good, wonderful years. Wow. She learns the curriculum, content, and most of all to meet international students and give them more information about these languages. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's almost 3 decades for being on this noble profession. Thank you so much for having empowered a lot of thousands of voices. The next panelist I'll be introducing to you is Dr. Najet Kaur from India. She's a creative, resourceful teacher with 15 years of varied instructional experience and vast experience of last 6 years in digital education. She's a resource person and guest speaker for AIEF, CPSE, and various other international boards. She's a published author, Microsoft Certified Innovative Teacher, Google Certified Teacher, Level 1 and 2, Google Certified Trainer, Google Certified Innovator. Wow. Raconteur and podcast creator, blogger, soft skill trainer, career coach, image consultant. She has created and created online content for many courses. She's a leader and founder of GEG, Global Educators Group, and has trained around 300 educators for Google Certified Examinations Level 1. She's also a recipient of 5 prestigious awards for work in the field of education. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your commendable work in the field of education. The next on the list is a win from Philippines. He graduated his tertiary at Northern Polytechnic State College of in Philippines. Sorry if there are some words that I'm finding it difficult to pronounce here. Please do not crucify me, okay? He graduated his Masters of Arts in Education in Major Administration and Supervision at University, also in Philippines. And he's an author in an article titled Bouguer in the Educators Link magazine in the month of November. He was awarded as one of the Global Education Ambassador Award 2021 of Global Trainer Academy. He's also a recipient of Outstanding Proficient Educator Research category on Beyond Books publication. He was also an awardee of Aloysian Publication Who is Who Award as Outstanding Global Educator Award. Thank you so much. I will call you Prof because you're currently running your program. Thank you so much for your input towards attending the SDG 4. Thank you so much. You are doing a commendable work in the field of education. So the next panelist on the list is Shipi from India. She's currently working as soft skill trainer with Oriental University. She takes pride in her multiple versatility. She's NLP practitioner, parenting coach, graphologist, DMIT counselor, Toastmaster, and a spiritual coach. Wow. She has 17 plus years of working experience. She has worked with a few top corporates like Danik Jagram, and so many of them, many more, almost for 14 good years. For the last 6 years, she has been into training, mentoring, coaching, and counseling. She has been blessed to work with a few top government associations like Child Development Department for their training program and many more. She has trained till now more than 10,000 students and groomed them through various campus to corporate programs. She has given training to various corporate sectors in telecom, banking, and garment industries. Wow. Thank you so much, ma'am. You are really versatile. Thank you for this of versatility. We are going to learn a lot from you, ma'am. Thank you so much for all you do. And the last speaker on our list is Rafkil Islam from Bangladesh. He's an assistant head teacher and educationist. Thank you so much for your time. I think I'm going to stop here and let you introduce yourself and yeah, I think I'm done doing that. Thank you so much for being patient. Um, all right, I think I'm done. So let's just get started with the business of the day. My network, okay. My network is so slow today. Please bear with us. It's coming up. Okay. So without further ado, we really want to
Hello, Dr. Uche. Hello. Hello, Dr. Uche. Hello. It seems
Hello, can you hear me?
yes we can. You can carry on.
Okay. I'm so sorry once again. My network, I'm having technical glitches here. It's not today. I don't know. The weather situation is affecting it. So I'm going to call upon the next panelists that are going to have the stage. I'm going to start right off with the first batch of the panelists. Permit me to call upon uh, His Excellency Professor Edward to have the stage all the way from Canada. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I think
Thank
you
you.
can hear me.
Yes, can you hear me?
All right. Permit me to, yeah, sure. All right. So, let me apologize once again for the technical glitches earlier on. I believe that is not going to distort our event. So, Doctor, all right. Dr. Edward, so I'm going to throw this question to you. How do you use EdTech tools for planning and designing your course? I know you've really done so much well in designing courses. We want to know, share with us how you are using these EdTech tools in designing and creating your courses. Please, you have just 2 minutes. Do not go beyond that. Just 2 minutes to respond to
Great,
this question. The stage is all yours now. The stage
great.
and
Thank
mic
you
is
very
all yours
much.
now, sir.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Go ahead.
So I'd like to briefly share with you my experience within 2 minutes of instructional design. It's very important that like all educators actually they're involved in for instructional design, and I think edtech is actually helping us for instructional design. For me, my experience, I mostly work in higher education, right, at university. So I will be sharing my experience with the higher education. So one of the things that's very important for me for instructional design right now, I'm also developing courses like custom courses for students, which I'm actually using like for example, MindMeister, one of those for planning, and I'm using Canva. And Figma, and also one of those other softwares called Adobe Captivate. This is very important because there are many other softwares. Like if I just say there's many softwares in the market for instructional design, and there are also the other companies are there. But one other thing is important according to your course, or according to your instructional design, which is actually important. One, my first step is actually just to so planning. So how do the planning that MindMeister actually help me for planning and also doing some mind mapping. And then I'm also involved with other like software like Adobe Captivate. I use Canva and Figma and Kahoot. So these are the the software that I'm using for instructional design right now, and also trying to
Wow.
develop a custom software. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, kudos to you for being right on time. Honestly, there's a lot of tools that you've mentioned so far using Kahoot, your mind mapping your courses, planning and designing your courses is really awesome, and Kahoot as well. Wow. Thank you so much for that. A wonderful input. Please don't go nowhere. I'm going to get back to you in a jiffy. Hang in there. I'm going to call the next panelist. Assistant Professor Zuba, are you here? Zuba, he's yet to join us. Okay, I'm going to call upon the next speaker. I'm going to call upon the next speaker. Okay, Lika from Georgia, you are there. Okay, Lika, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. One time
All
I
right,
can
thank you.
congratulate once
Thank you so
again.
much. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to throw a question to you now. So you have just 2 minutes to respond to it. So I know you've been a teacher almost wow, almost 3 decades of being a teacher. So we would like to know, what does it mean for you to be a teacher? Could you please share with us in just 2 minutes? Do not exceed that. The stage is all yours now.
Yes, to be teacher is so responsible for me because from my early year I get to be a teacher. I was at school. I start my working experience from school and I develop my teaching methods. Many times I change my teaching methods because the time change and develop teaching methods, and all the time when I teach my students, also I teach new methods. And nowadays I change my teaching methods, and I use innovative methods, and I use online teaching my programs, which is Miro program. Also I use World Wall, where you can develop your teaching or studying skills. You have interactive exercises. I also use Kahoot, and we are doing Canva, and we are working after our classes. We are working together. If you are teacher, you are responsible to be a friend for young students and the elderly students too. I have a lot of students from all around the world, and all age people. This is so responsible that when I teach English, and when I teach Georgian, more responsible is when I teach my native language to foreigners, because it's so responsible for me. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that quick response. Honestly, it's not easy teaching your native language to foreigners and using all those tech products to dive learning across to the diverse that's awesome. Thank you for being in this noble platform for 26 years and still counting. Thank you so much for your contribution, commendable work you're doing in the field of education. Please don't know, we're hanging there. I'm going to get back to you in a jiffy. I'm going to call upon the next panelist to have the stage now. So I'm going to call um, Dr. Jess from India, Dr. and caring stage, and Mike is all yours now. So please tell us, share with us in just 2 minutes, all right, that what is digital storytelling? Could you please tell storytelling using the digital? Tell us 1 or 2 minutes, please, in summary. Please stay with us, doctor.
Hello, Uche. Thank you so much, Dr. Uche, for inviting me for this program. And you're doing a wonderful job. Congratulations on that. And as far as storytelling is concerned,
Thank you.
I am very, very impressed with all the tools that Edward just mentioned. We have been using all these tools in our classrooms also and in storytelling also. For me, I believe that all humans are storytellers. We have practically forever used stories to connect, to pass on wisdom, and to branch imagination, right? So, as long as people have spoken to each other well before the initiation of written language, storytelling served to pass down cultural, ethical, and other information from generation to generation. So, even today, in modern era, unquestionably, it is something that we are using in our classrooms to make our children more imaginative, more creative, more communicative, and more towards the 21st century children, as we call. And so, coming back to your question, storytelling is something we have established that is very effective teaching technique. We are also now exploring a new era of digital storytelling. It's not a new concept, but the concept of the idea of digital storytelling is relatively recent. And the concept revolves around technically curious teachers who have become new age creative storytellers by narrating interesting stories in the form of various kinds of multimedia. So, and within this COVID period, there have been various emerging edtech tools and electronic media outlets which have encouraged educators to incorporate different teaching approaches to help students consult, construct their own meanings to whatever we are saying. So, digital storytelling, according to me, can spark and facilitate classroom discussions that can increase the interest of the students in exploring new concepts in the classrooms. Right.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Najed, for that wonderful input and explaining what digital storytelling is all about. If I leave it today, you can, unless because of my dog. Thank you so much. It's very, very awesome the way you just the meaning or how in using it in your classroom. Not only your classroom, in different platforms. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm going to get back to you in a jiffy. I'm going to call upon the next speaker, the panelist, Professor Dr. Edward from Canada. I'm going to throw the question to you right now. And how do you use EduTech, in your live hybrid classroom? The stage is all yours now. The mic and stage is all yours now, Prof.
Yes. So I already shared with you that I am actually from higher education background. I also work. I'm a consultant too, right? So I work with number of organizations like United Nations and other organizations where I use the case study method. And one of the technology that is one of the use is called Vibe. That is very useful. Whiteboard, digital whiteboard, and definitely we are using the learning management software here. Like we're using Zoom, and as you know, we're using that blended and hybrid um, this the classroom. So this edtech actually is very useful. Like I'm also a student. When Dr. Kaur, actually I was also one of the student. I learned global classroom from her, so it was actually nice seeing her. Digital storytelling, I did one of those couple of years back. I actually first made a first documentary film through digital storytelling. It was very wonderful experience for women empowerment. So that was one of the tool that right for the learning management software. I guess we are using here in this particular. And I'm also learning through AI, machine learning, and deep learning how we can integrate into this learning management software. It is not only using the technology but understanding it and right customize it according to your needs for the students. This is very important. So ask questions, research it, and see which is required and needed. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, prompt. I just love that. Let's keep it flowing that way. Thank you so much for that. A wonderful input. Actually, a lot of take tools that fosters, online learning and all that. Thank you so much. I don't want to dwell much. Thank you for your wonderful input. I'm going to call upon the next panelist to have the stage now. So I'm going to call Zoe to join us. I think I'm going to call upon the Lika from Georgia to have the stage now. Lika, are you there?
Sorry. Yes, I'm here. Um,
Okay.
uh,
So your
okay.
question is, how do you plan your work? The how do you plan your work hours? We really want to know how you do all that. Being in this profession for 26 years. So please share with us how you manage your time.
Yes,
The the stage and mic is all yours now.
the most common strategies for
Please go
success.
ahead.
Um most of the strategies for success involve structuring the day. I am finding out if morning, afternoon, or evening. I all the time I make my schedule. What can I do in this or that day? When I have scheduled my day, I can teach better. I can reach my goals easily, and without any plan I cannot reach my goals. My goal is to spread my knowledge with my students well, and they reach their goals. Tomorrow my students go to the exam, and I will be very glad if they will get good scores. Thank you.
Okay, like, thank you so much for thank you so much for the wonderful put on the way you responded. That is very, very awesome. And keep up the good work you're doing with your students, and share your valuable knowledge across the people from different countries. So I'm going to call upon the next panelist. At this, I don't want to waste more time. You have a lot to do today, so I'm going to call upon uh, Professor Professor, please, this is a third question. So, we really want you to take monitoring and evaluation of courses. The microphone is all yours now, sir.
This is for me. Sorry. Okay. So one of the important thing for us actually at the end, like for monitoring and evaluation for our course, and which is very important. Like, but with this current like environment, like with hybrid and blended environment, what we can do. So there are many assessment software, but I can name some, right? Kahoot also is also there, Socrative and Flipgrid and Edu-lastic. I have been also right recently trying Kaltura and Nearpod. But one of the important thing here, like seeing the which is actually, like for example, according to your needs, just in which assessment tools are actually needed for you. And the other thing is very important is actually integration of like the learning management software with the assessment tools and with the instructional design. So it is a challenging, right? If you're using a couple of those, see which is actually useful for you for your students or learner. So also I would like to share with you the FTF, the cloud workspace, for basic telemetry. So that's also for hybrid learning. So these are the actually software that we can use. But I am actually right now engaging with how we can integrate like AI, machine learning, and deep learning, and see the integration of learning management software with the assessment tool. One of the challenges here, we can see that during the
Wow.
digital things, that how we can right the student cheat in, or how students are engaged, or how students get a live feedback. So these are the one of the challenges here. I'm just working on it. So it is a wonderful experience actually working in a group where see that how the assessment can be done, the real assessment can be done, and provide the right feedback to the engaging students with this assessment tool. Is not only assessment, but also using this assessment for developing the future courses or future tools. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Prof. For this a wonderful input, very insightful. The edutech tools for monitoring and evaluating courses, and then you're trying to integrate AI. Wow, that is awesome, and honestly, that's going to make the teaching and learning environment to be more fun and interesting. If that could be done, thank you so much for all you do. Your commendable work in the field of education, and thank you for coming on the show. Permit me to call upon the next panelist. Just thank you so much, sir. This is the first time you're coming on the show, and we really, you really inspire us with your nuggets of wisdom. Thank you so much, sir. So I'm going to call upon the next panelist that will have the stage now. Dr. Najet from India. Please, the sharing is caring microphone is all yours now, ma'am. So I would like to know, how does that benefit the classroom? Could you share with us? You're talking about all the digital storytelling. I want to know, how would that benefit classrooms, even students as well? The sharing is caring microphone is all yours now, Doc.
Yeah, stories actually encourage fancy on the part of the students. That's what I feel. And as the students listen to the story being told, they construct their own pictures. They come to the conclusions. They envisage conclusions, and most importantly, they add their own unique perspective to the entire scenario as per their own understanding. And let's not forget here, they're different learning styles, different multiple intelligences, as we call about. So, in order to appeal to those multiple intelligences, it becomes all the more essential for us to go beyond the traditional presentation, and that makes digital storytelling all the more important as a method of education and assessment, because this seems to actually cater to many educational objectives like cultivating spoken skills or determining the connotation of the event or evolving the love of stories, inspiring advanced levels of cognitive thinking. So teachers, to best present the lesson content, should try to wrap the information, all that information that they have, in the form of the story. And when we try to reconstruct the information as a story, I feel that the reachability of the content becomes easier. It becomes better for the students. And as a pedagogical tool, as we always say, teachers must use the storytelling, digital storytelling, if they can, to explore cultural diversity, to survey the storytelling methods, to discover a variety of ways to create stories, and also to integrate the curriculum, to foster imagination, and to
Wow.
investigate the power of what you call the investigation and inquiry skills in them. Narrative, they are able to build a narrative. And before I finish off, Professor Edward, nice seeing you here as well. And I've made a note of all the tools that you were talking about. Good seeing you.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful input. It's very, very insightful. Honestly, using all those tools for, for digital storytelling is really awesome. Please, we are running out of time. I really want to be so fast today to meet up with. I know a lot of people have other events to attend to. That's why I'm not, it's not in my nature this way, but please, thank you so much for coming on the show. And this is your last question. Please permit me to call upon the next panelist to have the stage now. I'm going to call upon Zuba is now around, and Lika from Georgia. Are you there? Please, we really want to know, what are the advantages of for your students to participate in a global project, not only an SDG project, just in a global project. Could you please share with us the advantages of your student getting involved in this global project? The sharing and caring microphone is all yours now, ma'am. Please do not exceed 2
Yes.
minutes.
Yes, they are eager when they participate in global projects, because they get know each other from other countries. They think they are friends, and they are globalized social learning, and they get a lot of information from other countries. Last year we had one great project, which was cultural ambassador, and they were great when they study 16 countries together. They have a lot of friends. They have known teachers from 16 countries, and they know all important things from them. They are motivated to participate this global project. And this year we have the global class, and they are waiting these 2 weeks, during 2 weeks, and they are preparing their topics, and they are trying to share their culture, our country's historical culture, and our ideas. And they are glad when they are preparing any one of these presentations. They are glad to have these possibilities nowadays to be a global student and global teacher. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Honestly, but for students to, I mean, to handle a global project is making them to explore new skills. For, I mean, the skills of 21st century's learning skills, communication. It will foster communication, critical thinking, thinking out of box to identify a real world problem and be able to provide practical solutions to them. And honestly, it will prepare students for the future ready jobs. And when they eventually leave school, they will become member of the workforce. Honestly, engaging students in global projects really help prepare them ahead for the digital skills to their future tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming on the show and for the wonderful input you've already impacted your student positively, not just only your student but across the globe, the teachers and other students as well. Thank you so much for the commendable work in the field of education, and nice to have you here today. So thank you so much. I think I'm done with the first batch of the panelists. Before we see this, permit us to recognize those that are joining us from different platforms. We really want to say a shout out to them. And I'm going to hand over to my co-host, His Excellency Kamako Felix, to do that. Felix, are you
Hello, Dr. Uche.
okay?
Hello, Dr.
Could you
Uche.
please proceed? Thank you so much, all the first batch of the panelists, for your wonderful input. Really great to have you here, for having shared your nuggets of wisdom, your experiences. That really encouraged us here today. And the second batch of panelists will be my co-host is going to continue from where I left off. So
Yes.
stage and mic is all yours now, His Excellency Kamak Felix.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda. Once again, I just want to say I'm Kamaku Felix. I'm from Kenya, and I'm the co-host. I'm going to be taking on to the second batch of the panelists. And in the second batch of panelists, we are going to be having His Excellency Erwin Valderrama Rosales from Philippines. Again, we are going to be having Rafiq Islam from Bangladesh, and we are going to be having Excellency Shelfi Upati here from India. So those are going to be the panelists that we are going to be taking on in our second batch of panelists. And before I go to that, allow me to just appreciate as well as recognize the great educators, some of the great educators who are following us live on Facebook. We are having Gitwe Kere Isa from Kenya. We are having Arida Kaur. You are most appreciated. Razaul Karim, you are following us. Thank you so much. Von Eric, thank you. Ayetsin from Tunisia, thank you so much. We are also having Eli Suleimanli, thank you so much. And of course, we are having other great educators, likes of the likes of Su Abedin Zade and Joseph Navalis Plessa from can't be able to get the exact place. So thank you so much, great educators. Don't forget to continue sharing the link so that we can have as many educators joining us as possible. And yes, right away we go to our the next batch of panelists, and taking us off to begin with, we are going to be having my brother from Philippines, Erin. Erin, how are you? Hello, Erin. Erin, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, how are you?
I,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir? Yes, yes, yes. You're.
Okay, so Erin, how are you? So how are you?
Can you? I'm good. Thank you. Thank.
Mr. Felix, you're muted.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry for that. Um, my brother Erin, you're very much welcome from Philippines. I hope you can get me loud and clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
you are most welcome to. Okay, you are most welcome to today's talk show. So I'm going to start off with you, and my first question to you is let me just share the question so that you can be able to see them on the screen. But okay, just a minute. So my first question to you, Your Excellency, is being a graphologist and parenting coach, do you think graphology can impact a child's life in the early stages? Your Excellency.
You're talking to me?
I'm talking to. Okay, sorry for that. So I'm supposed to be addressing. The first question is supposed to be addressed to Erin. So let me start off with Erin before I come to you, Shelfie from India. So
Sure.
to encourage your students, so my first question to you, Erin, to encourage the students, are you going to tell the good or bad experiences? That's the first question to you. Hello, Erwin.
No, sir. I cannot hear you, sir. I cannot hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, can you
Yes,
hear
yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so I want to,
I can.
yeah, so we all have different experiences, bad and good experiences. So maybe my first question to you is to encourage the students. Are you going to tell the good or the bad experiences?
Thank you so much. Well, that is a wonderful question. All right. So, of course, I will going to tell. By the way, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Please
Hello.
carry on. Hello, I can hear you.
Okay.
Please
Okay.
carry
Thank you so
on.
much. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, um, since I am an educator, all right. So I am going to tell my student the positive and the negative side. Why? First, the negative side. Why negative side? Why should I impart? Why should I'm going to tell a negative side? It's negative because, or negative or bad side, because the children should know the consequences. Okay, so do you get me? The consequences if they are not going to do a right path. Okay, so the negative side could actually an impact. Okay, an impact to the learners that, oh, what if I'm not going to to pursue my study. Of course, I will be, just a simple man and cannot even buy a dress, a decent dress. Okay, so I surely I will be poor if I'm not going to pursue my dream, if I'm not going to finish my study. That's the negative side. And the other one is the positive side. Why should I go to the positive side or the good side? Of course, I'm going to impart the positive side or the advantages, yeah, good news to the learners so that they might inspire. Of course, yes, if I'm going to study, I can buy this, I can buy that. Okay, so and that's the reason that we motivate our learners. Okay, for them to guide, to guide them and to help them to pursue and get or whatever dreams in life they have. So that's the importance to the positive and the negative side. So let us not disregard the two. It's okay if the negative side, if you experience negative side, so take it. Don't say that, oh, I'm not going to take negative side, only positive side. Why? The positive and the negative in a battery is very important. You cannot light the candle if only positive side. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Your Excellency Erwin from Philippines. That was amazing. That was quite insightful. I think our educators have been able to hear from you. The students, I quite concur with you that the students need both sides. They need both sides, the positive and the negative side. So thank you so much for you. I'm going to be getting back to you in a jiffy. So next, most welcome. So I want to go to the next panelist, who is Shelfie from India. And first question to you, Your Excellency, is being a graphologist and a parenting coach, do you think graphology can impact on a child's life in the early stages? Your Excellency.
Thank you so much for the question. And to correct, my name is Shilpi Upadhyay. It's no fee, but yes, absolutely, your pronouncing is as per your pronunciation, and I take it as with all the happiness. Now, coming back to the question, when we talk about graphology, and I being a parenting coach, when I talk about graphology, we need to understand that anything which is being governed, whatever action we are doing, is being governed by our brain. And graphology works on your neuro pattern, that is on your brain a lot. So as the question was, does graphology will be having some impact on child's early life if we'll start it? Yes, it will, because whenever we are talking about graphology, first of all, we need to understand what do we mean by graphology. Graphology means handwriting pattern, what your child is using, right? So when we are talking about handwriting pattern, each handwriting pattern tells something about an individual. And because graphology is not that wider known concept, people do not know about it, say so they do not know the importance of handwriting in your life. I'll give you a basic example. For example, if you're writing few words which are apart, like when we use words when we are not following the cursive writing pattern, there are two writing patterns, one is print and one is cursive. So when we are going ahead with print writing patterns, that does not allow connections between your thoughts, that keep you scattered. Whereas when we are using cursive writing pattern, it allows to give you that connection between your thoughts. So we cannot justify that every time cursive is right or every time print is right. But yes, there are few modes of writing, few therapies of writing, and few writing patterns which help an individual to grow and bloom. Not only this, if you want your child to choose a particular career, and if you want your child to move in a particular direction, graphotherapy can help you a lot. Through graphotherapy, you can make the mindset of your child relatable to the career option you want to go ahead. If you're facing any behavioral tantrum, if your child is not responding enough, if your child is not properly concentrating, you can adapt a lot of graphotherapies that will help your child to work on these things. If you think your child is weak on numbers, there are even therapies which will help your child to work on this. And when we talk about early childhood, there are various things when your child gets ill very early, right? Children have very low immunity. So, with the help of graphotherapy, you can even work on their immunity. So, in early childhood, if a mother knows or if parent knows that what is the importance of handwriting, believe me, it can work as a wonders for your child because it is directly connected to your brain pattern. And when you work on your brain pattern, it can give you a lot of results. I hope my answer satisfied the question. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Shilpi, from India. So thank you
Yeah,
so much for
Shilpi
that.
from India.
Thank
Yes.
you so much, and then namaste. So I
Namaste.
quite yeah, so I believe it is a topic that has not been explored by many educators, and I was really anxious of knowing what exactly graphologists has to do with, because it is one area that I've not been able to. It is not. It's one area that, as an educator, I've not been able to explore, and I'm actually hoping to hear much more from you on the same. So I'm going to be
Yes,
getting back to you
actually,
shortly.
sorry to cut you in between, but yes, actually, this is an area which has to be, I think we should have incorporated in our school life only. But because this has not been explored and this has not been talked about much, so we are not able to guide students that how we really need to go. And we just come up with that, writing patterns. And because each script has their own ways of writing which can help students. Sorry, I'll not take much of the time as time is limited, but otherwise we can talk a lot on this.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much once again, Shilpi, for that amazing and insightful piece of response. I'm getting some
Thank you.
reactions from educators who are following us live elsewhere. We're having Ayet says that is a great speech. That was great. And then we're also having another Ratkovic who says, I agree with you absolutely. For us, very important to be educated. Is one area that we really need to be educated on. And I quite concur with Nada Ratkovic, who's joining us from Croatia. So at this juncture, I want to go to the next. Panelist, who is going to be Rafiq Islam from Bangladesh. Rafiq, how are you? Hello, Rafiq. Hello, Rafiq. He was in the call. Some time back, I saw him in the call. It seems we have lost him. So, as we wait for him to join, we are going to continue with the other educators, the other panelists who are with us. So, I want to go to Erwin from Philippines. I want to ask you the second question. My second question to you is to uplift the current trends of education, even though we are lacking gadgets and students don't have enough idea on how to use it. How exactly are we supposed to uplift the current trends of education, even though we are lacking gadgets and students don't have enough idea of how to use it? So how have you been doing it? Probably you can give us your perspective.
All right. So today's generation, we are on the advanced technology. Whether you are in a business, you're in school, even home, we use the advanced technology. Because if we are not in that new trends, we are left behind. Meaning, if we are in this trends, are still using the living or even in uplifting example, in uplifting education, despite of lacking of the facilities of gadgets. Of course, we should of course start from the basic. Okay, so you know what, the fact that I'm teaching grade six, and I am teaching in island, and actually I bought a personal computer for the children because the school doesn't have, of course, and of course teach them the basic, had monitor, the call it the basic of computer. go to the just step by step process in teaching and dealing, and of course in dealing to our learners, because so soon, of course, they can actually all those broad things. But of course, in the of course, lacking of what you call this one of gadgets, let's ask help, let's ask assistance from the government, okay, or even to the stakeholders. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Erwin, for that wonderful response. So I'm going to be getting back to you in a short while, maybe for your last question. Before I go to the other panelists, I want to read a few reactions that are from the live from Facebook. We're having Kalyani Rao, who says a good impact of graphotherapy on child's behavior. In fact, our own handwriting decides our character too, for some studies. I'm yet to learn more about that from Her Excellency Shilpi from India, whether exactly it does decide the character. For that one is for Shilpi to be able to respond. So this juncture allow me once again to bring on board Shilpi from India. And my next question to you, I don't know if Shilpi, you are in a position to answer that question, maybe to say
Yes,
something about
can you
that
please
before
repeat
you.
that question? Yeah, yeah, I would like to answer if you can repeat that question once.
Okay, it's not a question as
Because
such, but I just wish you can comment something about it. Kalyan Rao says a good impact of graphotherapy on child's behavior. In fact, our handwriting decides our character too. I'm very, very particular with that particular sentence. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
yes, yes. See, one thing I will like to tell that good and bad handwriting is nothing as such. The handwriting which we think is very good and very beautiful, is very ornamental, may be a very good. That person might have very good future. It is not exactly right. You would be surprised to know that people who have very small handwriting, which we call it as like ant handwriting or very small handwriting, these people are very planned, very perfectionist kind of a people. So first of all, let's remove this impression that good or bad handwriting is something like this. No, there are few traits of handwriting which makes you as a character, as an individual, as a human being. And yes, handwriting keeps on changing. The way you will change yourself, the way you will change your thought process, your handwriting changes. And much before you change yourself, your handwriting starts giving you signals. You might be having something after 6 months, probably, or 6 months down the line, but your handwriting will change right away. So handwriting starts giving you that signals. The way your brain starts thinking and where your brain wants you to lead, your handwriting gives you that signal. So definitely your handwriting has long impact. If you're being being ditched by someone, if somebody has done wrong to you, your handwriting can tell that also. So your handwriting have a long impact actually. So yes, this is there. You can go ahead now.
Wow. Wow, absolutely amazing. I like that. I love that. So, and now back to your question. Now to your question.
Okay, I
So, what's
can
your
I
opinion
take one more?
now?
Okay, can I take one more question? I see here by one of our panelists only. Shilpi, what about big and bold handwriting? Yes, Dr. Narjeet, I can give it like this, but giving any opinion like this about any handwriting is not right, because when I observe whole handwriting and the signature and involving each and every trait is very important. So giving something like this, giving an opinion is not the right way. So just telling given bold handwriting, that was just an example where I mentioned that very small handwriting, because that people take it as ki if it this is a small handwriting, this handwriting is not good. So just to mention that, right? Yes, you can go ahead now. I'm sorry to cut you in between.
Yeah,
I hope this satisfies Dr. Narjeet.
no, no problem. I'm actually so much interested in learning more about the handwriting. So much
Yeah.
interested in learning much more. Given that it is one area, as we have said, that has not been explored by so many educators. So, my next question to you now, Your Excellency, is what's your opinion as a spiritual coach? As a spiritual coach, that how does mental health impact on childish intelligence or on child intelligence and cognitive development? So, what's your
All
opinion?
right. Okay, so when we come to this question, we need to understand that when we are talking about mental health is not only impacted by what you are observing or by what you're talking. Mental health is impacted by various factors. These factors can be parents' relationships at home, siblings relationship. These factors can be what you are getting from media. That is also one of the very important factor. These factors can be what you are absorbing from the society, and then whatever you're absorbing, how you are withholding with it. That is also one of the important things to understand. Now when we talk about mental health is one important thing which you need to understand, that if your mental health is not proper, if I'm talking especially in case of kids, I will come to teenagers also and also to the college goers, but if I'm talking to the first stage of the kids, then I will tell you that this can affect you in various ways, like they kids might not eat properly, they may show delay in developments, they might show delay in various cognitive developments, their hand moving, their movement, their body training, lots of things can be there which will show delay in development. One thing. Third important thing, when you're talking about teenagers, if we're talking about drug addiction or the drug abuse, if your mental health is not proper and if things around you is not proper, drug abuse is one of the very, very easy way to reach there. Right. And also getting into the wrong relationships and later on turning into the abusive life partner. I'll tell you one thing, we'll see that there are few people who are, food fetish. Like if I'll explore it little more, it is like while in when they get intimate, they would like to be beaten by a girl, they would like to be thrashed by a girl. How does this comes up? When they say when they see a disturbed life of their parents, when they might see a drunkard father hit or have been beaten a lot, so then they come up with all these kinds of tendencies. So it is very important, if we talk about graphology, if we talk about meditation, all these things shall be a part of a child's development from the very childhood, and this shall be incorporated into the education agenda. That is why when I come with brain gym or brain gymming meditation, then I teach my children a lot on all these things and I talk on all these things. So I think this shall be taken as an important part. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm done. You can go
So thank you
ahead.
so much. Thank you so much, and I must say that I have been. It is quite pleasurable listening to you. I must say that your first question, is as elicited or has evoked so many responses from the educators who are following us live, and there are so many people who are congratulating you for the response for the question that you've just done. The second question, I just want to read a few reaction.
Great.
Uh, Raya Edia says, thanks for sharing your experience. And then we have in Kalyani Rao, who still talking about the first question, who says, we can denote a person's mind, thinking, and behavior through handwriting. That's amazing. And then, of course, we had Atin, who says, I totally agree with your response to the second question. So thank you so much once again, and congratulations. That is coming from Mirera Shidon. So well done, really wonderful job. That is coming from Inga Kachilava. So I want to go to, I just want to, I'll be coming back to you, Your Excellency Shilfi from India. I want to go to, I want to pose the last question to His Excellency Erin from Philippines. Erin, I'm back to you. So my question is, would you agree to teach in far-flung areas with more uneducated learners? Why and why not? Hello, Your Excellency. Hello, Erwin.
Sir,
My
yes,
question
sir.
to you is, would you agree to teach in
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm taking. We give you the last question. The last question. So my question to you is, would you agree to teach in far-flung areas with more uneducated learners? Why and why not?
All right, so we are educators, we are teachers, and we know that this noble profession is everything. We are more than just a teacher. Because if you are a teacher, of course, whether whatever side of the country, of the world you will be placed, but deep inside your heart, if your goal is to teach, no matter the distance, no matter the situation of the school, you will going to teach. And in that question, sir, that more uneducated person, of course, there is a teacher because there are some that needs to be educated. Okay, so we teachers are nothing if everybody are intelligent. Teachers are nothing if everyone knows everything. Teachers are here because we want to impart knowledge to our learners. We want to mold them to become a better person. We want to impart the knowledge that they will be needing when they grow up. Okay? So meaning if you are a teacher, whether in that you will be assigned in a far flung areas, you go with it. Okay? So because there are some that want to be a teacher because they want to teach only in a conducive class, in a classroom, in a psychiatry, in a laboratory. They can teach. We educators teach. Okay? So that's it, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your world of experience. It has been pleasure listening to you, Your Excellency Erwin from Philippines. It's been a great pleasure listening from you. Maybe as a part of the parting shot before I'll be getting back to you for the parting shot, your last maybe parting shot to the other educators. And probably I just want you to think and ponder about this question. You are maybe you the what is your message to the teachers who maybe say they cannot be able to teach in the far flung areas? That is going to be coming as your last question and as your parting shot. So I wish you just think about it. I'm going to be getting back to you in a short while. Okay, so just want to take a few reactions from the chat box, from the live chat. We're having Ayetsini who says teaching is a noble profession. I quite concur with you, Ayetsin from Tunisia. She's saying, I'm so proud to be a teacher. That is great. Our ambassador from Tunisia, Riai Edia, says it is very difficult to resume experience in a limited time, but it's an encouragement to others teachers in the world to be innovative educator and to share experiences with others from the world. Together we'll be better. I quite concur with you. Shira Miugo from Kenya says great, and then Ayetsini once again says, we sacrifice the most precious and precious to build minds. That's absolutely amazing. So, Erin, I'm going to be back to you shortly for the last, for your parting shot. But before then, allow me to take on Shilfi once again with our last question. And Shilfi, I hope you can get me loud and clear.
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to go to the last question, and my last question to you, Your Excellency, is as each child has different learning abilities. So, what do you think shall be the correct way of teaching as per you, given that you have a wealth of experience, many years of teaching?
Okay, see, what I believe is personally, if we talk about our education system, I know India and worldwide, I believe that we really need to incorporate the subjects and then we need to, teach student. For example, if we are teaching about that how this metal has been produced, then it has to be taught as incorporating our history, because if we talk about our Indian system, my Indian system, then I would like to tell you that geography and physics are very correlated. And if you will teach subject together, then these all can give wonderful, miraculous effects of children. But forget about it. If we talk about the basic theories of learning, we know about the VAC theory, that is visual, kinesthetic, and auditory. If we will try to incorporate all these three things together, because we have various kinds of personalities of students. Few students, they are, of eagle personality, few maybe of owl personality, few maybe of peacock, few maybe of dove personality, and we have other personalities actually. Overall, we have 320 personalities. Among that, if we come ahead with, we will come up with 16 major personalities, and these 16 major personalities help you to figure out their profession as well, figure out the field in which they are good at. So majorly what happens is, at the end of at the end of the day, a child stands confused because he or she doesn't know that what is his kind of personality is. And why he doesn't know that? Because we have a set education pattern at everywhere. I will talk about the world only, because if in India we have a education pattern which is more cramming, and now we have innovated it a lot, then in world also we have education pattern where you would like people to work more and more. But then the balance is missing everywhere. That balance has to be checked out and worked out. So I really feel that if we can identify personality of the students, if we can identify the learning trait of a student, it might be with the help of VAC theory, or if we can come up with the idea wherein we can mix all these three things together: auditory, visual, and learning, because each child has their own zone of understanding. For some it is visual, which is very good; for some it is auditory, which is very good, and for some it is mix of both, that is kinesthetic, which is very good. So we shall come up with such kinds of projects more, we shall come up with such kinds of ideas more, we shall come up with such kinds of development more, and we shall not separate humanities and science. This is the mistake. I take this platform to tell this, that this is the mistake which we are doing. Because if I would have been taught physics and geography together, geography would have been my better subject. Though I'm a commerce person, but when I gave my other competitive exams and I read physics and geography, I discovered it on my own that these carry same principles. And people who are here, who are more into science, they can probably agree with me as well. So when we try and mix humanities and science together, because humanities even have some flavor of science, somewhere that is even proven, right? So if we can mix humanities and science together, if we can combine this way of teaching, I think we can come up with a very very wonderful results, and we can do a lot of patents, and we can give lots and lots to our students to explore. Because this is the time when we are exploring and learning at this age, at least we can bring something new for our child, for our upcoming generation. This is what I feel. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Shilfi. It has been amazing. It has been wonderful listening to you, giving your. It has been quite insightful listening and hearing from you. So maybe as a part of your parting shot, and I want you to think about how we can make learners better understand their personalities. I've heard you talk about we have 16 major personalities. Maybe my last question to you that you're going to be giving us as your parting shot is how we can make learners better understand their personalities. So I'm going to be coming back to you shortly. So and this juncture, allow me to go to His Excellency Erwin from Philippines for the parting shot. I asked you the last question, which was maybe what is your message to the teachers who feel that they can only teach in particular geographical areas, um, especially areas that are not far flung, So what is your message to them, Erwin?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. You can carry on, please.
Can you? Yes, sir. Could you, sir, repeat?
Yeah, so as part of the parting shot, I was asking, what is your message to teachers? In your last question, you had talked about, I had talked about if you can be able to agree to teach in far-flung areas, and you said you don't have a problem with that. So, what is your message to teachers who feel they can only teach in particular geographical areas and a particular group of learners. So what is your message to them?
So much. Right.
I think he's freezing up.
Teacher,
He's having a technical glitches.
Okay, fine. I think we'll be getting back to him in a short
John,
while.
are you?
Maybe we.
Okay, okay, he's back. He's back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Um, am I going
Yeah,
to
Mr.
continue?
Erwin, you can go ahead. Yes.
Yes, you can carry on, please.
Yeah,
Erwin,
sure.
you
Go
can carry
ahead.
on.
Okay, thank you so much. To, uh, thank you so much. All right, so all or all right place. Let us not choose only the best place. Let's look for the worst place and make that place the best. Okay? So in choosing or in the career
Wow.
that we want, teachers are actually the noblest profession ever. So let us find a worst place and make it best. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow. That is absolutely amazing. I love that. So we need to look for that worst place and make it the best. Great way of drawing, great way of ending the show. Thank you so much for your parting shots, and really appreciate you for being a great panelist for today. Um, want to at this juncture, I want to call upon Her Excellency Shilfi from India for the last for a parting shot. And you have talked about 16 major personalities, and maybe I'd given you some thought, food for thought, how we can make. Maybe you can tell us how best we can make our learners better understand their personalities. Back to you, Your Excellency.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for such a wonderful question once again. And I would like to say two things. First, there's nothing like parting. Let's say that we'll meet again and we'll meet again for sure. And the second important thing, when we talk about personality, it is very important for each one of us to understand when we talk to my students also. I keep telling them that if we know the very basic traits of personality, like there are a lot of tests which are available, and you can, anytime use those tests to test your personality. You'll get 32 personality tests, you'll get 16 personality tests, you'll get a lot of tests which are available on the softwares, and you can do that. But then important thing is to understand that in your daily life, how are you going to identify that? See, there are two ways of communication. Two ways. In fact, there are three, four ways of communication. I'll talk about two ways here. One is a communication which is passive communication, and one is which is aggressive communication, which we all must have heard about. Now, how this comes up with the kind of personality you carry. But then we teach our children that we have to be, very submissive and very passive while talking, right? And similarly, if we start telling our children that this is the kind of personality with which you have to deal with, and this is the way you can deal with, like if I will tell the basic four theories of personality, which is disc personality theory, and which is worldwide known. There is nothing new, or I have not created it, but we have been following it all. So there is, one is dominant, one is conscientious, one is influential, and one is follower. Okay, so the people who is dominant, they have their own traits. Like they are very perfectionist, they would want to hear first and then they will talk to you. Similarly, people who are influential, what they will want, ki then they shall be limelight of the party. They shall be the only people who shall be talked about. If you are standing there, people shall be talking about you. People who are conscientious, they're quite a kind of analytical person, they're quite a kind of reserved person, right? And they'll be probably good at numbers because they're analytical as the personality source. And one is steady, who will always be follower kind of a people, who would, like, if you'll say something to them, they'll not be able to reply you back. So what we need to tell our children is that we need to talk about with about these traits with them. We also need to understand these traits, that what are the traits which are there in your child, and accordingly we can identify the career for the child. One thing, we can also help our children when your child is moving into corporates, when your child is going to work outside. If he know that what kind of a person he is having in front of himself, with whom he have to deal, he'll be in a much better situation. For example, if you have a person who is kind of a determinant kind of a person, right? That is our first personality trait, that is of the disc trait. So you need to say yes, and then you can only give your opinion. But if your child doesn't know this, if your child doesn't know about these traits, and if he is very very raw, because first when we are talking about determinant, that is dominant kind of a personality trait. So if your child doesn't know, or if you and me, we don't know that how to deal with this kind of personality trait people and how to identify these traits, things get difficult for us, and we are not able to go that far which we can go, because we have not been able to place ourselves properly in the front of that people whom we were supposed to do that. I'm sorry for this coughing. So we really need to understand that basic 3 4 traits, we can talk about them. If we can identify that, I think that will help us to go ahead in life. And this learning is very important again from the teenage. This is very important again from the teenage, because one fine day nobody goes and learn. It has to be there by a slow and steady process, that how and where you need to present yourself. So that is why I believe that personality understanding is also one important part which shall be there. I hope I can satisfy your answer, and if any other query on this part, I'll love to answer.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shilfi. It has been amazing listening from you. I must say, from honestly, from the bottom of my heart, that you are a great educator. Thank you so much. And
Thank you. It's my
I also
pleasure to
want to,
hear from you.
yeah, and I must also admit that I've been so much. I've also been able to learn a lot, especially from you, from Erin from Philippines, and the rest of the panelists for today.
Thank you.
So, just want to read a few reactions, one or two reactions, before we give the first batch of panelists to give us the parting shot. I'm going to be getting back to the first batch of panelists to give us the parting shot. But before then, I just want to read a few reactions that are coming from the great educators who are following us live on Facebook. So we have our Excellency Elizabeth Lucas, who is joining us from United Kingdom. She says, once we understand our students are not the same is the first stage. Observing them closely is very important, and as a great teacher, we can go extra mile to support them. There must be positive feedback and negative feedback, and choose the way to approach them all. Thank you so much, Your Excellency Elizabeth Lucas, joining us all the way from United Kingdom. And then, of course, I just want to read another reaction that is coming from Her Excellency Ayetsini, who is joining us from Tunisia, who says, personally, I give importance to learner profile. Since the beginning of the year, I can know everything about my students. According to information and behavior, I can guess everything. Then I can deal with each student's personality. That is absolutely amazing. Ayetsini from Tunisia. And then just want to read another reaction that is coming from Azra Tajiis. I want to read another reaction that is coming from Azra Tajiis, who says, just a minute. I think, so she says, Azra says, I think learners have many plans. Just a minute. So I think the teachers have many plans that are able to adopt in different situations, lifestyles. So I'm just trying to share the reaction that is okay. That is coming from I don't know why we're having a challenge sharing what has been shared by Azra Tajis. She says, I think teachers have many plans that adopt in different situations, styles, and unique students' needs. If one plan A doesn't work, they will change it in a smart, effective way to plan B. Thank you so much, Azra Tajis. We have Pradipta Mandel, who says a very relevant topic and wonderful sharing. So lastly, I want to read one reaction that is coming from His Excellency Kaliani, Your Excellency Kaliani Rao. I normally observe the signatures of a person in their letters to take forward my business communication. This kind of study will provide a lot of information about people's real character. So there are so many reactions that are coming from different educators who are following us live on Facebook. And I really want to thank the many great educators who are following us live on Facebook for keeping us engaged during all throughout the session. It has been amazing hearing and listening from you. And now, finally, as we wind up, as we draw the curtain, we just want to take some parting shot from the first batch of panelists, and going to start off with Lika from Lika, um, Our Excellency Lika Baishvili from Georgia. So you can give us your parting shot, Your Excellency. So as we wait for, seems Lika is not within reach. As we wait for Lika, we can have His Excellency Professor Edward Probil Mondo from Canada. Can give us your parting shot, Your Excellency.
Right, thank you very much. Would like to share with you as a coach, trainer. Perspective is like here when we are talking about learner, when we're talking about when we are actually dealing with the students, is a two-way communication. So, from my experience, what I have observed is building trust is very important. There are many students that I've seen um, in the classroom, right? Even in Southeast Asia, many parts of the world, they come to school without food. They're having trauma. There are a lot of having challenges. So understanding students is very important, and we are having a lot of challenges because of the digital this environment with this hybrid or blended learning. We is that we have more responsibility right now as an educator to understand the students' emotion and see, and also um, building the skills, like for example, like team building, the other skills of how we can, provide those skill, develop those skills for the students. So whatever technology that you're using, but is more important to connecting with the students and providing the best, building trust, building building this the good communications, and through which, right, we can reach and transform the students, change. We can be a change agent, and we this is our actual noble duty, that we should at least encourage the students to come up with this. And also, there are many methods that we can use to get this feedback. So, with that, thank you very much for the opportunity from the Global Academy of Holistic Leadership and Coaching. I'd like to thank you, everyone from Canada. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, Your Excellency Professor Edward Probil from Canada. It has been amazing listening and hearing from you. That was quite insightful. I quite concur with you. That is very paramount that we build trust and good communication amongst our learners. Thank you so much for ending the show in such a high note.
Please,
And then
excuse me, could you please, you're using a two device. We are having two voices. Could you please put one?
no, I'm only connected to one device. So lastly, I want to welcome Dr. Najit Kaur, all the way from Canada, to give us a parting shot. Welcome, Your Excellency, Dr. Najit.
Thank you so much. And I'm from India. not Canada. And yes, um, just to add to what
Sorry for
Shilpi
that.
said, that she would, no, no, not at all, not at all, not a problem at all. And what Shilpi said was, mixing up two languages or two subjects, maybe physics and geography. The national education policy that we are going to implement from this year onwards in Indian schools has given us that kind of an opportunity, wherein we are going to give the students a chance to mix and match subjects earlier, before maybe 22, 23, the session that we're going to begin now. Before that, the children were compartmentalized. Either they were studying only science or they were studying only humanities. But now onwards, definitely there is going to be a chance for the children to pick and, have an amalgam of subjects, of their choice, of their liking, and they can go forward with that. So one thing, that another thing is the challenges. Yes, as Edward also pointed out, the way of education has changed. It's all online. When education first went online, everybody believed it is going to be temporary. But year and a half later, here the schools are still functioning online. At least in Delhi, they are slowly, they are opening, and the world is still dealing with the ongoing crisis caused by the pandemic. And I believe that this education, online education, is going to remain here for the foreseeable future that we have. So there have been rapid online developments and changes in the way online education is taught and seen. But this notion, I believe that this notion of, what do you call this notion of, digital storytelling, as we said, the digital education, that has the prospect to create speaking lessons in the classroom, also speaking lessons using edtech tools, and augment those learning experiences for the students. So this kind of creative workspace provides students a lot of a foundation for building 21st century skills, be it incorporating the amalgam of digital literacy or global literacy or technical literacy or visual information, all of its kind. And as students are going to actively participate in this online digital process, they definitely, it is on the teachers to get them enriched with their communication, with their skills, by helping them steer research, by establishing their information, by articulating ideas, and by building expressive narratives, which is very, very important. And when I say narratives, it is all, please give them important information, give them relevant information, make them aware the kind of fake news, fake information, the world of fake things that are there online, and how to steer clear of that. And that is how we are going to successfully practice. Our novice users can, successfully practice how to be safe online also, and to learn from online, keeping away and filtering the fake information that is all available there. And this is going to be something that I'm really, really looking forward to, and this can take our students a long way forward in their journey of learning and education. So yeah, thank you.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Doctor. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Dr. Nachit, joining us all the way from Canada. Joining us all the way from India. It has been a great opportunity listening and hearing from you. And I must say, you are just amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you so much once again. So finally to wind us up, I want to call upon Lika joining us all the way from Georgia to give us a parting shot. She has been teaching for the last 26 years. Maybe she can give us, we can hear some advice from her, especially to the young educators like myself. Hello, Lika from Georgia. Oh, see, it seems we have.
In the
It seems
meantime, can
she's
I
not
add something?
near a device. So this juncture. Okay, okay, sure. Shilpi, you can do.
Okay, so coming back to Dr. Narjeet, the storytelling session which you're talking about is like absolutely amazing. And let me share an experience here with you. That when we talk about storytelling, and because I have done a lot of storytelling sessions and I keep doing with students, so as you rightly mentioned, that storytelling can be one of the great tool of learning. And let me tell you, and let me take this platform to share this thing, that any information which is not being learned by students normally, if you convert it to a story, and if you then tell that information to the students, they take all the crux which you want to tell them, and in just once you will tell that story. So it can be very well taken. And second important thing, thank you for updating me on this NEP. And also, first, felicitation is a part which has been added in NEP. And I think we as educators shall take facilitation as an important aspect when we are teaching our students, and not only while teaching but while upbringing them also. So facilitation can be one important part which has to be worked on really by our teachers, by educators, by our parents, by everybody, because that can bring us entirely another kind of a generation together. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for that insight. Thank you so much for that addition. Really appreciate you for that, Your Excellency Shilfi from India. So thank you so
My
much for
pleasure.
that. At this juncture, you're most welcome. So at this juncture, I want to. We have exactly 9 minutes remaining, and at this juncture, I just want to hand over the program back to Her Excellency Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda, and maybe if we're having some reactions from a few educators in the live chat. We're having some who are saying there is a challenge with the form that has been shared. I think Her Excellency Dr. Uche Linda has shared another form. You can try to see if it's working. So I want to take this opportunity to announce the most interactive or the most engaging educator for today, and that one goes to none other than Kalyani Rao. So congratulations, Kalyani Rao, for keeping us so much engaged during the session. So congratulations, and we are looking forward to seeing the great team of panelists very, very soon. Back to you, Your Excellency, Dr. Uche Linda.
Okay. Thank you so much. For wow. Today is so super splendid. Honestly, I didn't want to appreciate all of you for being patient with us with our technical glitches here and there. And this episode of Sharing is Caring is so awesome. Every episode has its own awesomeness, unique in its own way. And today's episode is wow, out of all experience. You see our experts from across the globe, the share they have out. I really learned a whole lot today. Wow, thank you so much, our first batch of panelists and second batch of panelists. Your insightful input really matters. Your input really matters a whole lot today. And people across the globe, and not only me, I have a bunch of people that are going with today. Thank you so much, all panelists who've spoken so well, and this is how we're contributing back to the society, sharing our nuggets of wisdom. If you hold it back, it doesn't make any sense, and not impacting lives positively. It's not going to do you any good. But from 24 digit skills, sharing is caring. This is our Triving Thursday, and a lot has been going on. We are over 3 months old, and we are still counting. Of panelists across the globe as their thoughts in different their experiences from different subject matter. Wow. Thank you so much. I really want to appreciate you. And for those of you that join us from our Facebook channel, my page, and our page, thank you so much for being with us. This is a weekly event. Every Thursday, you are here. Without your puff, you being here, there will be no the Triving Thursday that will be sharing is sharing a moment. Today is a very momentous moment for me. I don't know about you. Thank you so much. We want to show our sincere gratitude to all the panelists, especially Professor Dr. Edward from Canada. Thank you so much, because it was when we started the first batch of the panelists, the show, it was too early for you, 4 a.m. That is sacrifice you can do, honestly, for the humanity. Thank you so much, Prof, for being here. This is the first time you're coming on the show. And the other ones, oh, Dr. Sophie, wow, you learned a lot. Gramophologist. You see, he who stops learning stops knowing. Today, I'm going home with a lot of bags of takeaway. Thank you so much, Dr. Najet. Telling really nailed it. Thank you, Erwin. Wow. You said, I can never forget this. You said that we go to the worst place and make it to be best. That is sacrifice you can pay for humanity, serving humanity. Wow, everyone really contributed immensely to this show today. Honestly, is it yes, Lake from Georgia? Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name very well. She has been at this novel for almost 3 decades, and she has been touring around, sharing her knowledge, panning across. In fact, I can't even mention all over the world. Thank you so much for the all your considerable work in the field of education and other ones. Please, I didn't mention. Okay, Lika is here. Before I come, maybe if she have one to say before I now wrap it up. Lika, can you hear me?
Sorry, I cannot hear your
Do you have
voice.
anything to say as a
Please,
parting word?
I can't hear
Okay,
voice.
okay,
I
can you
can't.
hear me now? Do you have
No, now yes, now yes. Sometimes
okay,
it says, and the main part I
okay, do
couldn't
you
understand from you.
I'm so sorry about the technical glitches here in Africa. Our network is not stable, it's off. So sorry about that. Can you hear me? Do you have any parting words for us before we conclude this event? Do you have any parting word for us, for our guests, those are still here with us? Do you have anything to say?
Yes, I'm so glad that you invite me. So great project, and I'm grateful that I share my experience for you. Thank you so much once again, and I will be with you all the time. Thank you.
All right, thank you for being here. This is actually this first time you're coming on the show, and for you to have shared
Yes,
your
this is first time. Yes.
valuable knowledge with us. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to we'll like to be having more of you. You have a lot of facts of knowledge that you share with us. Thank you so much for all you do to empower everybody, especially the commendable work you're doing in the field of education. Yeah,
Thank
really grateful
thank you.
for doing. Okay. So keep it up. Okay. So before we call it a day, please. 24 Digits is a non-governmental organization, is an initiative that was created to bridge the gap of digital divide, integrated into 21st century learners. We promote SDGs, especially SDG 4, inclusive and equal quality education to promote lifelong learning and best practices for all. That's what we are here today to share our experiences. 24 Digit Skills runs two major events apart from SDGs conference. The first one is sharing is caring. Actually, today is the 16th episode with over 3 months old plus old. Yes, today. So, and that we run that every week, every Thursday of every week. It's a weekly event where educators, both students, not only professors, and even students have been on this show from across the globe. They share their experiences, their journey, and all that. So they invited for us to learn with and from each other. Okay, so that's happens every Thursday by 12 p.m. Nigerian time or 4:30 p.m. IST. And the second one is run webinar training series with global educators and work through the tools with global educators. We do that every fortnight Saturday. So you all invited for episode, another series of webinar training series coming up next tomorrow, 26th February 2022. Time is same time Nigerian 12 p.m. IST. So you all invited today by 12 p.m. for another full pack webinar training series. So on our SDGs, these are the major events that we are and some other impromptu events. So for always being here with us. Thank you started again. Okay, back in technology or drive across your diverse learn. You can start with a little one you have, a little technology or device or resources that you have to impact your learners positively. You mustn't use the super tech technology to do that. What really matters is that like Professor Dr. Edward says, what really matters to your students, how do your learners digest, assimilate the they're using it? It's not all about technology, impacting them positively. Yes, because what we are doing is we are trying to inculcate our students, diverse learners with the basic skills of the first century. Because we are living in a connected and globalized world with the use of technology. I'm sorry about that. Network started. Especially teachers, please do not give up on trying to encourage us in Africa, in my country. Teachers are not even taking us seriously. Some teachers have not paid for a good number of years. That should not stop our what we are. I mean, what we have for. This is a very noble profession. No matter what we get at the end of the week or month or year, but it doesn't really matter. What really matters is the gap your between your diverse learners. One, two, the knowledge you're impacting on them. Teachers, we are change makers, we are transformers, we are pace setters, we leads and others. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. The network, the network, the network just so the use of technology continue to transform the live and work. So that this ongoing done that I know and advances in and has become living and working in this. Uh, so I urge you all to join us every week for this sharing and, and sharing is caring thriving Thursday for us to impact more lives positively as we are doing so we back to this. So thank you so much for all of you here. I'm very grateful, Prof. sorry, the technical glitches. Most few, I think two panelists unable to join. Someone his uncle, and the other one had to be here today. But next week is going to be more fun. We are going to have more experts who are going to share their knowledge, their pedagogical experiences, or tech tools, or philosophies, SDG actions, and so on and so forth. So, as doing so, we are learning from each other. Experience is the best teacher. So, then share their encourage and motivate, especially the no. Thank you so much for the show and the rest panelists. I don't know, my co-host are you still here? So if you don't have any other thing to say, I think we are going to call it a day. But before we do that, let's just play our special anthem that highlights our panelists. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and let's listen to it.
When I was lonely, you were with me. When I was silent, you spoke up for me. When I gave up, you gave me strength to stay. When I faltered, you cheered me on. When I doubted, you believed in me. I was lost before you showed the way. And I'll always remember the things that you said, and I followed my dreams where they led. It was you. You are the reason I'm here today. I followed my heart just like you. You changed my life, and I want to say my world is much brighter with you.
Everyone who stood with us today through thick and thin, and we have to do, and we are going to draw the curtain for today's episode. Sharing is caring to and before I draw the curtain, please say think positively, do what we wouldn't do, and be blessed. Bye bye. See you soon. See you next tomorrow, same time. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Take care. Bye.